Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're unpacking a really intriguing idea. It bridges two worlds you might not expect.
That's right. Our source is a masterclass from Herschel McWilliams. He's an automotive veteran, but also a saxophonist.
Yeah, it's called The Jazz of Sales. Improvise, connect, succeed.
Sounds interesting already.
It is. So our mission here is to figure out how this idea of disciplined spontaneity from jazz can really change the game in sales.
And not just sales, right?
Exactly. It's not about just winging it. It's about making smart, spontaneous choices because you've done the prep. These insights are honestly golden for anyone in any kind of dynamic interaction.
What I find fascinating is that jazz seems so free-form, but it's actually built on, a really deep foundation. Knowledge, principles.
Really?
It suggests that real mastery in music or sales or whatever lets you be truly creative and adaptable, which is, let's face it, essential today.
It's like knowing the rules so well. You know exactly how and when to bend them. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's unpack the key principles. The harmony of sales success. How do they mirror jazz? What's the first principle?
First up is active listening. Tune in to your customer's melody. In jazz, musicians, well, they have to listen and respond constantly.
Right.
They pay really close attention to the other players.
Yeah.
It creates this sort of framework for listening awareness, not just passively hearing.
Okay, framework for listening awareness. That sounds a bit academic. What does that actually look like, say, on a busy sales floor? How do you tune in like that?
Good question. It's about hearing more than the words. It's almost like having mental buckets for different kinds of input.
Buckets.
Yeah, like, okay, what are their stated needs? What are the anxieties they aren't saying? What's their tone telling me? Body language, even the pauses.
Ah, okay. So you're actively sorting the information as it comes in.
Exactly. It's about creating that mental space so the customer can really articulate things.
Yeah.
That's how you build empathy, real connection.
Makes sense. So building on that listening, the masterclass talks about improvisation and adaptability. Playing the right notes in real time.
Yeah. Jazz encourages musicians to spontaneously create new ideas, but crucially, within the existing musical structure.
Like the yes and principle from improv comedy.
Precisely. And this idea that there are no such things as mistakes, just opportunities to learn.
Okay, but hold on. No mistakes. In a high-stakes sales situation, how do you keep improvisation from, just becoming chaos? How do you stay adaptable but also in control?
That's where the discipline part comes in. It's not random. In sales, it means you can pivot smoothly when the conversation goes sideways, precisely because your foundation, your product knowledge, your process is solid.
So you're not thrown off balance.
Right. You validate their point. Yes, I hear that concern.
Yeah.
And then you build on it with a solution. And here's maybe another way to think about it. Rejection isn't a dead end.
It's a detour. A chance to learn, reframe, find a new angle.
Exactly. Okay, so from the individual, we move to the group. Principle 3, collaboration and ensemble. Harmonize for sales success.
Like a jazz band working together.
Yep. Jazz often has shared leadership, a collective sound. It demands active listening, adaptability, mutual respect among the players.
Sounds great, but where do sales teams usually trip up with this idea of shared leadership? How does a collective sound actually happen in team selling?
Well, often ego gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably.
For sales teams, think of it like a jam session. The collective sound might mean prepping together before a client meeting, agreeing on roles, or having a really honest debrief afterwards to pool insights.
So it's less about who gets the spotlight.
Totally. It's about supporting each other to serve the customer best, focusing on that long-term relationship, reading the room together, adapting as a unit.
Got it. And the final principle.
Performance and connection. Engage your audience, meaning the customer. Jazz musicians aim for an immersive experience, right? They change tempo, tone, connect emotionally.
So for sales.
It means ditching rigid scripts. You adapt your presentation based on how the customer is actually reacting in the moment.
Reading the room again?
Always. Find their real pain points, show you genuinely care, and then wrap it up on a high note. Summarize the solutions, reinforce the value, deliver an experience, not just a pitch.
What's great is you don't need to pick up a saxophone to use this stuff. The masterclass gives some quick tips for non-musicians, for you listening.
Right, like embrace disciplined spontaneity, master your product, your process, know it inside out. Then you can adapt creatively, confidently. That's true improvisation, not just winging it.
Like Charlie Parker practicing scales for hours so he could fly.
Exactly that kind of dedication. And the other tip, learn from every note.
No mistakes, only learning opportunities.
Just like musicians practice scales and chords, Sales pros need deliberate practice. Reflect on your interactions. What worked, what didn't. Maybe record calls. Drill specific objections. Continuously refine.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening?
Well, by embracing these jazz ideas, listening, improvising, collaborating, performing dynamically, you can really change how you approach almost any interaction.
It's about moving beyond just transactions, right?
Definitely. It's about building deeper, more meaningful connections. That's where real success comes from in business and, frankly, in life. It's about a richer engagement with the world.
So for your own encore performance, think about this. How can you bring a little bit of that disciplined spontaneity into your next important conversation? Maybe a meeting, maybe a family chat, maybe even that sales pitch. How can you make it truly sing?